name is Tom Perloff. This is video journal number 3, talking about problems, behaviors that were observed in a class and how a teacher addressed those issues. There was 5 different behaviors that I observed in my classroom observation on August 12th. The first behavior that I observed was one student having a lot of uncontrolled flapping. Their arms were going 1,000 miles per hour, all sorts of directions. The redirection that the teacher used that was very successful was saying calm body. When the words calm body were mentioned to the particular student, the student would stop flapping, probably for 15-20 seconds, repeat back calm body. Now the behavior did happen to continue about 20-30 seconds later, but nonetheless that was the redirection that was given using the words calm body. The second behavior that I saw was kind of uncontrollable, using hands with an object. The object in question was a fidget spinner. It was being used continually. The behavior was ignored by the teacher most of the time, except for when it got to be incredibly distracting. When the behavior got to be distracting, that the teacher said was calm hands, the student immediately repeated back calm hands, and that their hands were calm once again for 20-30 seconds before the behavior resumed again. The third behavior that I observed was that, and it started out as a real positive, that the student used, there was a student that was chewing gum. Now the chewing gum was actually really good because it gave them a little oral sensation, a little sensory thing. But what was going on was that the gum was getting taken out of the student's mouth and it was being played with within their hands, which was not very good, nor was it necessarily appropriate. The way that the teacher had addressed it with the student is when the teacher saw the gum that was taken out of the mouth and started being played with by hands, then what would happen is that the teacher immediately said, you know, you need to put your gum in the trash can. The student was compliant, put the gum in the trash can, and then got out another piece of gum. And it was identified saying, we do not put our hands on gum, and the student had repeated that back. Fourth characteristic that I saw was student being way too close. They had seriously invaded another student's space to the point of maybe being 3 or 4 inches apart. What the teacher did is the teacher came over and modeled, had the student take their arm out and said, you need to be 1 arm length apart. The student, because it was not the first time that they had received that redirection, repeated back the same thing, too close, and then the behavior had stopped. And the final behavior that I observed was a student that was seriously off topic. If people were talking about topic A, they were talking about topic Q. The way that the teacher redirected them was by saying to the student, what are we talking about? And the student answered back, well, we're talking about this. The teacher asked, well, what are you talking about right now? And then the student picked up on the fact that they weren't talking about what the teacher's topic was. So those were the 5 characteristics that I had seen during the classroom observation. Once again, this is Tom Perloff with video number 5.